World Music Views is a media entity. It's a trade publication that documents what's happening in music, particularly reggae, dancehall music.
Hello. How's everything?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm so pleased to meet you, my brother.
Good to meet you too, my brother. Thank you for reaching out. Really appreciate it.
So welcome to World Music Views, where we talk music and music business. And you popped up on my radar because your latest platinum song, gold song with Ky-Mani Marley, Celebration, was certified last week.
Yeah.
And that put me down a rabbit hole of Maffio, where I researched. I'm on the other side of Mafia, where I probably know more about your life than you know right now. You're like, no, that didn't go like that. So we're here to set the record straight, talk about your music, introduce you to my audience, which is people who are interested in the cross collaborations between Latin, Afrobeat, reggae, Spanish reggae music, and from a business level. So let's dive in it. Tell me where you're from. How did you come into the music business?
Well, I'm from Dominican Republic, so I'm Caribbean. You're in Jamaica, right?
Right now, yes.
Yeah, you're in Jamaica. That's why. I think Ky-Mani Marley always tells me that I'm Jamaican. So is that flavor that from the Caribbean that we all have in common, that sauce that you can't find nowhere in the world but Africa. And I come from Dominican Republic. I started making music when I was like 6 years old. And I became a professional when I was like 17 years old. And yes, I've been creating music for professionally like for the past 17 years. And I'm just blessings.
You said 17 years, but you don't look like you've been in the game for a long time. You look young. So how old were you? Like 12?
No, I'm 37. And I started when I was like 17, 18, like, to start producing and stuff. And I've been doing it ever since. But like I always put a lapse of like my career really started in 2008. That's when my first hit record. I actually had my first hit record. And then from there, that's where I started my career. So
what song was that?
It's called Mi Alma Se Muere. Is Pitbull, Omega, and Fuego, and it was a huge worldwide hit. But I always put like my lapse of time starting in there. So 2008 to 2023. I'm really bad with math. How much is that?
It's a lot of years. So
eight
and 8 is 10. So 2018 is 10, and we're 5 years in. So 15.
There you go. That's where I start.
Yeah. So that's cool. I saw the IFPI report yesterday. It said that music from Latin America grew by 25%. And Latin America, they included Jamaica and the Caribbean as well. And immediately it sparked me that you would be part of that. Ky-Mani would be part of that growth. Damian Marley, because there's a lot of music being cross-collaborated in. Is that deliberate? Is that cross-culture deliberate? Because I know reggaeton came from reggae and dancehall, but there's a new Spanish reggae going on now, which is different from reggaeton.
Well, one thing I have to say is that, Jamaica is the mother of all. Africa and Jamaica are the mother of all, everything that we do right now when it comes to percussion. Yes, in the 1990s, you had records like Shabba Ranks, Dembo, and with the pounder, the rhythm pounder. that started, since you there was a huge concentration of Jamaicans in Panama. In Panama, everything started, branching out, and obviously, since Puerto Rico, they have they're born Americans. They're born with a blue passport, so they can travel easily to New York, and you know that in New York there's a big concentration of Jamaicans, so they will come to New York and then they will go back to Puerto Rico and be like, "Hey, can I get a little bit more of dembow?" But they didn't understand that dembow, is actually a bad song, is a homophobic song, in history. So they started calling it dembow at the rhythmic of the pattern, the rhythmic pattern. And now in Dominican Republic, they call a whole genre dembow, and I'm like, what? What are you guys doing? You don't call that, I'm very well. I can't hear you.
Your laptop is in your lap, so when you move it, it shakes. So if you can get it firm.
It's a laptop, so it's in my lap. Let me see.
But stay in that position. You're in perfect light, though.
Yeah. So, it's gonna move a little bit.
All right, cool. We'll work with it.
I think the information is more important than the movement.
So, all right, let's pick up back. You were saying they created a whole genre called dembow.
Yeah. So, you got to pay homage to Jamaica. You got to pay homage and respect to the people that really started this, And the thing is that, there's a whole war going on. Like, where was this created? Where was this created? And this was created, and the people that actually created, they're like this. You know why? Because Jamaica has a very solid culture, music culture. So they don't need to prove who made it or who didn't made it, who created it first. Jamaica doesn't have to do that because they know they have it. That's the root. And that's a conversation that I was speaking with Buju. I was in Jamaica a couple of months ago, like 2-3 months ago. And I went to see Buju in Kingston. And we were talking about that. And I think the Latin culture needs to pay more homage to to Jamaica and to the artists from Jamaica, since they're from, the rhythm that we do right now, it comes from there.
That's a lovely point. I interviewed Clevie from Steely and Clevie 2 weeks ago, and he has an ongoing lawsuit.
Oh, I know about the lawsuit
for a bunch of artists, which I was
producers.
But that music that's made then is not even owned by the artists anymore, because Louis Fonsi sold all his catalog.
Yeah.
To Harborview, and a couple of them sold the catalog. What do you think caused that discrepancy where music was sampled, used, beats used, and not given the credit to the original producer? What do you think caused that? And what do you think of the lawsuit that's happening?
Well, I think is a lack of knowledge. Probably at that time, they probably legally didn't understand what they're doing. But the thing is that once you know that, like me personally, I don't sample. I don't get loops from anybody. I create my own thing. So, but they kept, since no one spoke about it, they kept on doing it over and over and over again. If I'm going to use a song, I'm going to make sure that I reach out to the originators, and collaborate with them and show them respect that, that they deserve. Because once you go in the studio and you created something that never existed. And now it exists. And you're making so much money, of something that someone else created. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair for anybody. And I think that goes for everything, for if you're selling mirrors, or and you created a design of a mirror, and then another person is, use the same design, and you're selling mirrors, like, you don't do that. It's like morally, you don't do that. So thank God I'm out of that lawsuit. I am not in that lawsuit. Thank God. Thank
Now,
God I don't.
so as I tell you, I went deep on Mafia, right? And I saw that you were in Jamaica 6 weeks ago, hanging with Buju Banton. Well, at least you posted a picture 6 weeks ago, hanging with Buju. And that's when I really got curious, because I'm like, if you came to see the Gargamel on the Gargamel's home, I mean, you're thorough, because Buju's not an open person. You don't just get to sit with Buju Banton. If he doesn't like you, he's like, fuck that nigga. Like, he's very straight with that. So I really respected that. I really respected seeing you do that. And it speaks to something, which is a bigger question I have now. The success that you have had, and that's eminent with reggaeton and Spanish reggae. For example, when a Spanish song goes gold, it requires 30,000 units to be sold. But for an English, same dancehall song, if you sing it in Spanish, goes gold with 30,000. For it to go gold in English, it's got to sell 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a nice crack for the code for dancehall artists to come in and collaborate with more Spanish acts like it? And I'm loosely calling you Spanish, by the way. I know you're Dominican, but Latin artists and Central American artists, because you have a bunch of artists from everywhere who sings in Spanish.
Well, I make sure that I do my part. And with that being said, of me doing my part is paying homage to Jamaica. And that's why you have records like Blessings. One of my records, one of my last records that came out a couple of months ago, Blessings, with Joe Mercer, Marley, Ky-Mani Marley, and Julian Marley. God rest his soul. Joe Mercer, one of my best friends, my brother. And
condolences.
Yeah, Chillax, Farruko. I produced that song.
You produced Chillax?
Yes, I did.
It has 800 million views on YouTube.
Oh yeah, look at this. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna show you something. But that is there.
Ah, wow. So this is your second certification with Ky-Mani?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That Chillax is certified 6 times platinum by RIAA, and it has 800 million. It's, by the way, it's the highest view featuring a Marley on YouTube. The highest video.
That is crazy. That
even more than Bob.
Wow, that is crazy. But yeah, I produced that song. I also I met Ky-Mani back in 2012, and we became best friends. And we became best friends. And then in 2014, I told Farruko, I was like, hey, listen, I would love for you to meet Ky-Mani. And I told Ky-Mani, I would love for you to meet Farruko, good people. And we did the record, and it became a huge world hit. I produced it.
Are you gonna do an album together with more reggae acts? I see your debut album. Did you drop the debut album already, or you have another album?
Yeah, my debut album came out in
2020.
No, was it 2020? Because was it? Hold on, I'm confused. Let me see. Tumba Gobierno. Tumba Gobierno. This was Wow, I can't believe you just cooled me on my own album.
Yeah.
So yeah, I released Tumba Gobierno in 2020. Ky-Mani is there multiple times. And yeah, like I'm gonna keep on collaborating and me and Bujo we're talking because when I do something with Buju, it's gonna be so epic, it's gonna be so magical that is gonna shock the world, you know. So
That's gonna set a whole nother pace
yes,
because Buju, you're 37, I'm 38, so you knew Buju like Buju was the thing. He's a standard of there's Bob and there's Buju
yeah.
as like reggae, you know what I mean? So I love that. You as a producer, how important is it for you to own your music for artists that are coming into the game right now?
Well, absolutely, it's really important to own your music. Also, there's businesses that that it all depends on what kind of what state of mind you are. If you're desperate and you need a loan from the label, you're gonna have to pay that back, but then the label owns it. Well, that you're in that, and if you're in that state of mind, then go ahead, do it. If you want to own your music and take the walking route instead of the elevator, then do it. But it's always amazing to own your music. It's always is it all. What changes is your mentality and what kind of mindset you are. So if you want to do whatever, if you want to sell your catalog, go ahead, do it. One day I'm gonna sell my catalog because
That was my next question.
yeah, one day I'm gonna sell my catalog and I'm just gonna be like a clean slate, boom, a new book. Let me create a new book of music. So I'm really open to that. Who knows? It might happen soon. It might not happen soon. It all depends on my mindset, on where my mindset is at.
When you're making music, right, as a producer, do you know it's gonna hit? Do you feel like this gonna slap so hard in the Spanish clubs, this gonna slap so hard in the Jamaican clubs? Like, how do you go into that zone to know where the market is?
You never know. That's the thing about music. You never know because sometimes you're feeling a certain type of way and you're in a different vibration than probably this person, and so that person doesn't connect with your vibration even though your vibration is killer. But then when you connect like with the vibration of everybody at the same time, that's when it's like, oh wow, I didn't see this coming. you know so music is very what I do is like I go to the studio and I just try to have fun. I have fun. I feel the music. If I like it, if I'm happy, that's all that matters. If I'm not happy, trust me, it's gonna be hell. Like, so I make sure that I'm happy first. And if everybody, if the whole world wants to be happy with me, then come in my happiness.
So, are you seeing me?
Yeah,
So you got your name from watching gangster movies, right?
yeah.
Mafia movies. How would you describe your music and the influence from those cinema? And I'm assuming it's Godfather and all those Francis Ford Coppola joints, Scarface, which are very cinematic, right?
Yeah.
They take you in, you get immersed in it. And I share the same with you. Nobody called me Maffio, but I share the same affinity for those gangster flicks with you. How does that inform your music making? Are you going to get people as immersed as those films did?
Nah, I don't go off of my name. Like I don't make music off of my name. My name, to tell you the truth, I didn't like my name at first when my dad started calling me Mafia because I used to watch other documentaries. I didn't like my name at first. But then I got a hit record and it started like, this kind of sounds better. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Then I got another hit. So I like my name, but I don't follow. I don't create music according to what my name is or anything. What I do respect, about that world is that they have a lot of integrity and a lot of obviously the bad stuff is not cool. The illegal stuff is not cool, but once you work as a family, as a team, and be loyal, I think loyalty for me is a big thing.
If you could work with some new artists in any genre, who would you pick?
Right now I'm actually working with iOctane
I
from
Octane. Wow.
from Jamaica. That guy is so incredible. Like I went in the studio, he couldn't believe that I made a beat in like the instrumental in 20 minutes. And I couldn't believe he already had a hit a song like right after I was done with the instrumental. So the chemistry was incredible. He has a really, really bright future. And I think Jamaica has like a good like there's a really good vibe going on in Jamaica when it comes to the Afro, you know, and for the Afro beat. What I really want to hear more dancehall, because dancehall has changed a little bit in, so now the Afro beat is dancehall. So, but I want to hear I want to hear that more. I want to hear that.
They call that the kick up. Boof bop. Boof baf.
I want to hear that more. So, but everything that's happening right now in Jamaica is incredible. I was there and I loved it. Like, there's a Batman that they use the instrumental for from Busta Rhymes. Batman,
Yeah, I know the song you're talking.
you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I really like how they did that.
There's actually Ice Spice who brought back that Busta Rhymes beat. So there's like a song on that rhythm.
That's crazy. And then I saw they did the Shaka demos. I think it was Murder She Wrote, like just the kick, boom, boom, and then they came back with the Busta Rhymes beat.
When you come to Jamaica, do you record here? Like, have you ever been to G Jam or any of those places?
I haven't recorded in Jamaica yet. I was I needed to go. I think it was last month. No, it was this month with Ky-Mani, because Ky-Mani is recording in Negril. He was recording in Negril, and he invited me because he's gonna start doing his album, but I was out of town. So, but for the next time, I'll reach out to him, and it's always such a great vibe working with Ky-Mani. And
How many records have you sold overall?
oh my gosh,
Certified. How many plaques? How many plaques in your basement?
oh, a lot, like I have them like on the wall because like there's no more space on. I either got to get a new house or I don't know what am I gonna do with them.
That's a
Well,
good problem to have, my brother.
it is. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I never want to uh find myself in a situation where I'm whining about the so much work that I have. I'm always like, every time I get up, I breathe, and is a blessing. As far as your question, that's a tough question. I don't know. I
10
don't keep
million,
count.
20 million records. How many? Just give me a random.
I think more than that. More than that.
More than 10 million records.
Yeah, more.
That's dope. At 37, that's dope. That's really dope. That's
Yeah.
really so you found a formula that works. Dancehall, as you just mentioned, it has a selling problem, right? I think dancehall needs someone like you, meaning you found a formula. Celebration is a feel-good song. I listened to it like a couple of times, and even the Spanish parts that I don't fully get what he's saying, it's like a vibe, you know what I mean? So you found a formula.
You know what? You know what that song is about, right?
Your sister. I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
I'm getting to it. So you found a formula, but you also found soul, right? So you have meaning and message and melody. Meaning, message, melody. Tell me about your sister and tell me about that formula for celebration.
It's crazy. My sister passed away in 2004. She was my big sister. She was 23 and I was 17. And fast forward, I become this, big time producer, how everybody calls it. And then I go in the studio to work with Farruko and Akon, and I did the record. I produced their song. They recorded their part. And then a couple of months passed, and I call Farruko. I'm like, Farruko, what are we doing with this song? And he was like, what do you mean? What are we doing with this song? I'm like, yeah, I did this song for you. And he was like, no, that's your song. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Nah, I did that song for you, and that was for you and Akon. And I'm like, all right, cool. All right, we hang up. I play the song, close my eyes, and it was like my sister talking to me. All the words. Because it's a celebration for my life. Like, close your eyes for me. Don't shed no tear. Oh, there's Marley. My daughter's name is Marley. Come say hi.
Wow. You have such a beautiful story, my bro.
Say hi.
Hi, Marley. You're so beautiful.
All right, you going to the pool? Oh, you went? Okay, cool. All right. So, so it was basically my sister telling me, like, because I lived like a really foggy years, where I would be sad and I would cry by myself, like missing her. And the song is actually speaking to me, like it's speaking to me, and I'm like, wow. And I directed the video too. Then I got Ky-Mani on it. I got Ky-Mani. I'm like, Kim, like, check this out. Let me know what you think. And he recorded. We shot the video, and the song started growing. No promotion, no promo. I don't, I'm not one of these people that start like, investing so much money on the song. I like to keep it organic. So then all of a sudden, people start hitting me in DMs and direct messages and telling me, hey, Mafia, this song is so incredible. I'm here with my dad in the hospital. He has cancer. And this is the song that makes him happy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Then you had DMs from other people telling me, Mafia, you have no idea. My mother just died. This is the song that actually makes me, like kind of like Cushing, it makes me happy. And I'm like, wow. You see, that's the definition of a hit record. When you touch people's heart, I think a lot of people, they get involved too much in the numbers and this and that. And, when they ask me, like, what was a hit record for you? Like, a hit record is not the numbers, it's how you touch people. Yeah, the numbers are fine, they're cool. But the message, and the conscience of what the message is, that's even bigger than numbers.
That resonated with me right away because I do numbers, right? but I also know music. So when I saw the song on the RIA, which they release it every Friday, right?
Yeah.
I saw the song and I was reporting on the song. And then I said, let me just listen to it to hear the sound. And I ended up listening to it like 4 times. It immediately communicated what you just said with me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's a real blessing. And then towards the end, when I saw you, I don't know if that's your directorial genius. With your mom, that was your
My
mom.
mom. That was my mother. Yeah.
That's like the sealer of the video, like, because that makes it real, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was in my director mode, and there was a scene, and me and my mom grabbed my hand, and I grabbed and I grabbed her hand, and me and her, we just looked, and we just started crying, and
Yeah.
that was like the chapter closed, with my sister. Now you know, I miss her, but she wants me to be happy,
Yeah. It's like a universal truth, right? Like Bob Marley's Bob Marley because he was one love and he sent out a universal truth. Celebration is a universal truth.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
no matter where you're from in the world, you're
Yeah.
gonna have a party, you're gonna have a wedding, you gonna have something to overcome and celebrate with. So that was really dope.
Thank you.
My last question to you is, in terms of global music, how do you plan to grow as an artist and to take on with Afrobeat taking over or coming in? Of course, Latin music is taking shape. K-pop is also taking shape. Are you just in your niche and you just gonna kill that niche? Or you look?
No, absolutely not. And that's my career has been based on the diversity of what I can do with music, because my first hit record, it was a merengue. I have hit records that are reggae, like for example, Bajito from Giancarlo's and Ky-Mani Marley. If you look at that song has, I think, it has, I'm going to tell you right now, on YouTube, it has 66 million views, and it's a reggae that I produced. Bajito. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Bajito. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so that record is a reggae. Then you have Chillax, is a reggae with reggaeton.
Did you also produce Yayo?
No, I didn't.
Featuring Pitbull?
No, I didn't produce that one. But
I had no idea Ky-Mani was killing the game so much in the Spanish world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ky-Mani is, and I work with Juju, like he's amazing too. Juju, I've worked with Juju. I haven't worked with Steven yet. Or with Damien. I would love to work with them. They're like the generals, like,
I think when you do, it's gonna be something special.
I think so.
Damien is he's a beast. He's just a creative guy on another level. So let's just wrap up. Give me your top 5 all-time favorite artists. I know this is very hard, but it's 5.
It's not hard at all.
Okay, run it.
Bob Marley. My daughter's name is Marley. Michael Jackson. Elvis Presley. The Bee Gees. And Juan Luis Guerras.
Wow, that's a nice taste.
Yeah.
That's why you've been finding hit records, Brethren. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much. I'm coming to Miami soon. We should link up, boss. I love what you're doing. I'd love to come.
I'll invite you to the studio one day.
Yeah, I'd love to do a whole feature on your behind the scenes, and could listen to some music and all of that, man. And when you have new music out, shoot it to me. We're gonna pass it. World Music Views. We're global. This is what we do. Just feature the top acts of the world of music.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Keep doing it. Big up Marley. All right. All righty.
For more music news, log on to worldmusicviews.com and follow me at JR Watkis on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm JR. Pleasant viewing.